Alright, so for the first spoilerino that we were given was bringing NPCs to life. And this is pretty straightforward, but it can branch out into many different ways. I'm assuming it's just, as you can see here, it says the NPCs will be more stationary, so they won't be like jumping in front of your chests, jumping in front of your piggy banks and all that stuff. So this is just a very basic update. It's just a quality of life feature, and that's what really makes the difference in the updates, because I don't know, I always feel like it's just the quality of life updates that really bring Terraria the extra mile. For example, just adding rope into the game. That was a very small quality of life feature, but it changed the game dramatically. I'm not going to say this is going to change the game dramatically, but it's just another one of those quality of life features. And who knows, maybe bringing NPCs to life, make them, like, I don't know, jump, fight, climb rope, like do other things as well, because all we know right now is that they can sit on chairs. That could branch out to a million different like areas. But yeah, exactly, Cenx. I have to agree. I have, like, if you even watch any of my playthroughs, you always see me like every 5 minutes just telling the merchant to get out the goddamn way, or so I don't know if it will be like you commanding them to sit down on a chair, or if they just naturally do it. Because what you can do is like tell them to go into a room, and then they'll just move into that room like by default. I'm not sure if it will be like they'll have their own like personality, like they'll go sit on a chair, or they'll just defaultly sit on a chair, or whatever. We'll have to figure out. Or maybe, as you can see there, the guide and the nurse are actually both sitting together, so maybe they sit together or something, and they reenact as if they're having a conversation, bringing NPCs to life. Kind of makes sense like that. Oh, they're going to do it on their own. The AI is getting a facelift. Oh, that's pretty damn cool. So we've got Cenx in chat to like answer some of our questions as well. So if you guys have any like input for the things that we're talking about, I don't think Cenx is going to go too crazy with the spoilerino. She's not going to tell us all the new bosses and stuff, but with the stuff she's already shown us, she's going to shed some light on the stuff we've already seen, I hope. Because it's already been announced, why not answer just a few questions? So, very much appreciated that Cenx is here with us today. There are very few new animation frames and feel more lively. We also want them to act like they are talking to one another. Yeah, exactly. That's pretty cool. I like that. Alright, shall we move on? World gen changes and mini biomes. Alright, this is a huge thing like that I've talked about a load of times. I'm pretty sure that this item here is in the game. I'm hoping we can pick it up. You've probably seen you've probably just seen, you've been walking around in a cave or something, and you'll see a tent. There's like, in 1.2 they added like loads of just like random world generation features. Like there'll be tents, there'll be like some small statues, there'll be like a bunch of bones, and a lot of it is really like really nice vanity stuff. And when I first saw the tent, I ran up to it and I tried to pick it up, and I was so sad when like the tent like got destroyed and I couldn't bring it with me. So I'm hoping world gen changes and mini biomes actually add to this, and that you can actually pick them up and like take them. I kind of just want more furniture. It's what I'm trying to say. I just want more furniture in the game. That so you can, like, for example, if you find like this, I'm assuming this is one of the mini biomes with like the sword and whatnot. Maybe you could interact with this object, or take this object and then put it in your house, or something similar to that. Because I've seen stuff similar to this, but we can't interact with it anyway. It's not really a mini biome or at all or anything like that, but I feel like it will add quite a lot. 10 new mini biome suggestions. A lot of those got approved, so that's gonna be really cool. So it's kind of like the spider biome. Spider biome, I would consider it a mini biome, because it's not exactly like as big as the corruption or the crimson, but it's just like a small mini biome. Gives you some things to do here, and just adds a little more flavor to the game. So when you're just out exploring the world, you're gonna find more like biomes and stuff, so that's absolutely fantastic. An accessory, yeah, that'd be fantastic. So yeah, this is mini biomes is a massive thing, I feel, and it doesn't have to be just underground. There could be like a mini biome in the sky or something, maybe like a rainbow you can sit on. I don't know, anything. This isn't just limited to underground stuff. Maybe there's mini biomes in the ocean. Like this can branch out in so many different ways. This sword isn't very good. Well, that's not really the point. The point is it's vanity at the same time as making the world prettier. As well as maybe you do get a good sword if you find this mini biome and you pull the Excalibur out. Probably not as OP as the real Excalibur, because I'm assuming this is the world gen stuff is going to be pre-hard mode, which is exciting stuff. Because honestly, I kind of like pre-hard mode better than hard mode, to be honest. In a lot of the cases, if I want a challenge, I'll go to hard mode. But if I just want to enjoy myself, go explore, and just like build up my house and check out the world, I play softcore, because that's the best way to do it, I feel. All right, let's move on. Oh, I want to talk about this a little bit, actually. The Crimson is getting a bit of attention this update. I think that's really, really important. I always like the I've always liked the Corruption a bit more than the Crimson, I have to say. And there's no real reason for that. It's mainly just nostalgic reasons. But for example, the Crimson is kind of, I don't know. Whenever there's a blood moon, it's corruption bunnies, there's corruption goldfish, like this. I'm assuming what I mean by this, the Crimson is getting a bit of attention this update. So what it means is, if you get a blood moon and the bunnies all of a sudden turn into corrupted bunnies, if you have a Crimson world, what's going to happen is the bunnies will turn into Crimson. I'm pretty sure that's what it's saying. But at the same time, I'm just going to open this real quick. I hope that they overhaul the Crimson with an alternative for Vile Powder. Vile Powder is an item you can get in the Corruption, which is pretty. It's not like an important item. It's not used for a lot of stuff. It's used for, the only item it's used for is for poison knives. But you can also use it on bunnies, Corruption, goldfish, and penguins to turn them into corrupt penguins and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that there's going to be a Crimson version of the Vile Powder, so you can turn bunnies at will into Crimson bunnies, etc, etc. That's all I'm hoping. I'm hoping for like a Crimson powder or something similar to that. But we'll have to see what happens, because this is the only spoiler we got. We got a little bunny, but it may be just a little bunny, but a little bunny goes a long way, especially when it's saying it's getting a bit of attention this update. So maybe there'll be Crimson goldfish and a bunch of other stuff, and maybe some items to go along with that. Maybe some vanity, Crimson bunny hats or whatever. You know, there's a lot of stuff. Also, this is just a quality of life changes. I've spoke about the quality of life changes. They're very important in a game of this. So it's just that you can use stairs pretty simply, which is another quality of life change. Very simple. New NPC enemies in the game. That's pretty good. So this kind of looks like a corruptor with wings, pretty much. Pretty interesting there. And it's little, yeah, I don't know where you would find this. So maybe in one of the mini biomes. I'm not sure. Maybe it's from, actually it just say this will be in one of the new events. So maybe the events are to do something with the corruption or something, because they are in fact, they look similar to the corruption, and maybe the alternative is the Crimson one, and maybe that's what this one's from. Or maybe these are a new enemy that actually morph from something. For example, if you kill the or if you leave them unattended for too long, this thing hatches into this, or this. We don't know. I'm just shooting out ideas here. So if you guys want to discuss anything on that, that's something you can go for. And this is, we don't know if this is gonna be a boss or an event right here, because there's so many different things to look at. For example, the NPCs and stuff. Like, I have no idea what to think about this. I'm assuming this is going to be like a hardcore boss, if anything. Or is it? I don't. Or maybe I'm trying to think of this. Maybe because this is clearly in the dungeon, right? As you can see that, right? Let me just zoom in a little bit. Like, that's clearly in the dungeon. Seen it. I'm not talking about this one. Like, just look at the emblem for a second. Look at it. What is that? What is that? It's a head with tentacles. What is that? Just brainstorm with me here, guys. Everyone in chat, try and figure out what the heck this is. I'll link you guys in the chat as well if you guys want to take a closer look. There you go. There we are. Yeah, Cthulhu, right? It looks... No, I don't know. That's what... The emblem is Cthulhu, right? Yeah, so it's another Cthulhu boss, right? Or is it Cthulhu event? Someone says it's a scarab. I assume it's Cthulhu. But it can't be Cthulhu's head. Or maybe it is Cthulhu's head. I don't know. I'm trying to theory craft here. And I'm assuming you put something down on the floor right here, and then you right click it or something, and then it'll probably raise up, and then these people will come out of nowhere. I don't know, how would this work? I'm trying to theory craft how it would work. Cthulhu does make sense, yeah. Maybe it's the boss that everyone was talking about ages ago. You know when there was like those spoilers from that big green thing coming out of the water? Maybe it's like the last boss of Terraria, and it's actually like Cthulhu's head, and he's like missing an eye, missing his brain. Or maybe his brain comes out of nowhere and his eye combined with his head and creates a... I don't know. I'm just trying to theory craft here. And the game has been missing the toe of Cthulhu. It's been missing a lot of parts of Cthulhu. Maybe this is its right shoulder. No, it looks like a head. It looks like a head. It's the Illuminati. It must be the Illuminati. This is what I love about this, because it's just a very simple GIF, right? And we could sit here all day talking about this, right? It looks like a burning floating cookie to me. I want to say it's like a hard mode boss, but it could be an event at the same time. But it's at the dungeon. Maybe it's a new dungeon, because maybe the dungeon doesn't have to be the same as the other dungeon. Maybe it's another type of dungeon that's like on a floating island or something. I don't know. I'm trying to theory craft any ideas that I get out of anywhere. Alright. You get their vanity, I will say that. Cenx with the spoilers! Oh man, that's gonna be awesome. Getting their vanity set. I didn't even think about that. I've been thinking about the emblem the whole time. And look at this guy's clothes as well. What has he got on? Has he got like a lab coat? You can clearly see he's got claws and boots. But has he got like a lab coat on? Can you see that? Man, that's cool. Cenx with the spoilers though. Snap. Alright. Let's take a look at this. Alright. We'll wrap up on that one. He's wearing new starting clothes. No way, really? You can choose clothes now? So you can choose like a robe? Oh man, that's one of them? Oh snap, that's pretty nifty. New starting clothes, guys. Whoa. Pretty damn sweet. I wanna see some of those. Whoa. That's super cool. Oh man. Alright. On to the last thing that was brought up in the whole spoilerinos things. Maybe there's gonna be more spoilers thrown into this thread as we go along. They did say there'd be some throughout the week, and we're only it's Tuesday, so we've got many days left. Maybe of spoilerinos, maybe some tonight. Who knows? Alright, I'll play this video for you guys. It's not got any sound, but it sounds pretty cool. I mean, it looks pretty cool. Alright, full screen. As you can see, this is one of 3 mounts. That's what it says at the bottom. One of 3 mounts. As you can see. So, more theory crafting. What is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? Theory craft, guys. What even is this? Does it have energy? Does it use mana? Does it... We don't know a thing. Theory craft, your thoughts, guys. Oh, you had some technical difficulties, so it's cut the spoilers short. Well, I hope the next spoiler makes up for it. But yeah, it looks absolutely fantastic. Drill mount. And this is, what does it say? It says 1 of 3, I believe. 1 of 3 new mounts that are currently finished, I assume. So maybe there's going to be more mounts when release does actually come out. So I'm not sure if they're all going to do the same thing, or if the mounts are going to be very different on how they work. For example, one might just maybe one sucks up water and then shoots it out. There's loads of things. Late game mining. Yeah, it looks that way. It does look like a very powerful piece of machinery, and I'm assuming you don't just mine up, you can mine down. That's why it's got the circular ring around it. Pretty cool. A space miner. Whoa, maybe this thing has a limit on how high you can fly. That's why I'm kind of curious if it uses energy or mana, because you could, if you were on the surface, you could just fly as high as you want. Maybe it's only used underground. Maybe, like, each one of them has their own ability. So I don't know if this one's being shown what its ability is. Maybe its ability is to mine extremely fast, or to float. Maybe there's some ground ones that can only move when they're touching the ground. Maybe there's some that only can, like, stay in water and stuff. Would anyone link the forums? Yes, I'll link that for you right here. That's what we're looking at. Everything on that page is what we're looking at. And these are the new spoilerinos. Very, very interesting indeed. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Nave TK. Whoops. That you can only fly with it when it's underground. Else you could just fly to, like, floating islands and stuff, right? Which isn't, I mean, a problem. It's kind of just sounds pretty OP. So I'm assuming you can only, like, float this thing when it's only so much off the floor or something. And this thing is probably in, like, development now anyway, so they're probably still thinking about the balance issues for this mech, or whatever you want to call it, really. Mounts. Maybe you get it from the lunar eclipse. It looks kind of alienish. That's a good input right there. That's very good. Also, you may notice not all of it. It's not like this thing isn't designed to, like, suck up all the dirt as well. As you can see, the dirt isn't being sucked into the character or the machine. As you can see, a bit drops down there. It's not being sucked into the character or anything. So this mech isn't designed for, like, mining. Well, maybe it is. It mines pretty fast anyway, and it's gonna be very OP. Nice. So yeah. I guess this is going to be a way of, like, making new, just making your world faster, pretty much, which is pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. It's a toilet. Oh man. So that's all of the spoilerinos so far. But most of these are all fantastic in their own way. even the small things like the quality of life changes and the mini biomes. The mini biomes is, I feel like it's going to be pretty big. I feel like this this image that they've shown us is kind of underwhelming for what will be given to us when the spoilers do come out. I feel like there's gonna be more to mini biomes. I don't know. I'm expecting things like similar to the spider biome. I would consider that a mini biome, or maybe it's just gonna be small small kind of niche areas that you find that are just very different to the rest. A new calendar? Oh no! I've already ordered my calendar. Am I gonna have to order several calendars just so I can collect them all? They're gonna be like Pokemon. This is still one the best spoiler. This right here, this GIF. It's like, it's just one GIF and there's like a million words being said. You know how they say like a picture is 1,000 words. Well, this GIF is 1,000,000 words. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah. If you're expecting Terraria 2 anytime soon, guys, you got a long time to wait.